Alright, so we're going to be going over the new shotgun that they've added in the Modern Warfare. Kind of been overshadowed by the Warzone mode that everyone's jumping onto that whole hype train, but this thing is actually pretty good. It's called the VLK ROGUE. It is the smallest shotgun in the game, because if you take a look at any other shotgun, especially the 7.25, that thing is just long as can be. It's actually supposed to be built as a sniper. But every one of them, except for like the R90 and the Origin, they're about the same size as it, but a little bit bigger. The Model 680 is much bigger. So the VLK is by far the smallest shotgun, and this is going to be pretty much a gun guide to give you the most out of close range engagements and more for a longer range engagements for a shotgun, which you really wouldn't think it would be that good for long range, especially if it's like a semi-auto. This is a semi-auto gun, technically, or a slam fire shotgun that from the handle you see on the side there. Just pull that sucker back and slam forward and fire off another round. Now it's not like the Origin 12. The Origin 12 is a semi-automatic shotgun, and it just fires off so many rounds like any other shotgun. You always have the hard-hitting pump-action shotgun. It hits hard, but it takes a good second to cock back. And then you also have the Origin 12 or the semi-automatic that shoots really freaking fast, but doesn't do a whole lot of damage, nor has a good range to it. So this is going to give you the most amount of range, or the first one I'm going to be doing is going to give you the most amount of range and better accuracy, pretty much, for a longer range. So right off the bat, we're going to start with the barrel, because this is mostly the key thing here. Now the 16-inch Warlord would seem like it is like the best barrel. It is a little bit longer than the VLK Kazar or Zar barrel, but as you can see in the stats, the range only goes up so much with the 16-inch Warlord. And yeah, the Kazar goes up a tad bit more, by just about 0.3 meters, which is not really that much and for these two barrels, so they don't really do a whole lot. But the VLK Kazar is the best one for the range. And then now you want to go to muzzle. Like any other DMR class or any kind of long range you want to get for certain guns, the Forge Tac Marauder is always a good one to use. This is pretty much not the monolithic suppressor. It looks a little bit cooler. It has sound suppression, damage range that's increased about, I think, 7%, which is not really that much. I think it's about like 1 or 2 meters. So already from right here, it's about 5 to 7 meters for close range for the shotgun. But that's not really what we're going to be turning this thing. This is like more of a long range. That's probably as much as you're going to get it for like the max range right there. And then we're going to go to ammunition. Now this is, I'm going to be using the 8-round slug magazine, so it's 437 grain hard cast slugs with a 437 gram hard cast slugs with a low muzzle velocity and tremendous stopping power, zeroed in at 30 meters to compensate for bullet drop. So that little part there is zeroed in at 30 meters. That means that for the first 30 meters with the slug round, not only the slug round will not have any bullet drop to it, it will also make it to where that is a guarantee going to go in a straight line. Because every other gun or every single other shotgun in the game, their slug rounds are not very accurate. You'll fire it and it'll go off to like the left or to the right off the bat. This thing for the first 30 meters is a guaranteed straightforward shot. So this is why using slug rounds is a pretty good thing, because you'll see YouTubers and stuff say that's an awful gun for how short range it is. When you get this, it turns the gun into something completely different. Now after this, since we're going to go for a long range, more of a rifle or sniper now for the slug rounds, we're going to need like a high scope thing. So you can pick whatever the heck you want. I'm going to use the Scout Combat Optic. It seems to be the most range, or a little bit more magnified there. So rear grip. Now you can do aim down sight speed and sprint to fire, so you can get a little bit more like that up close engagements. But I'll probably go with granulated grip tape. It increases aiming stability, so it doesn't have that idle sway when you're aiming down sights where it wobbles left and right, up and down and stuff. and aim walking steadiness is okay. So that's a good one. And you can also do F-Tac Hunter. That actually, you know what, that looks better, and it does give you a little bit better aiming stability. So all together, this is the best like long range version you can get of this gun. It looks absolutely awesome, or to me anyway. So this is how most people, or in my opinion, should try to use this gun. More of like a sniper than a shotgun. That's why it has that fast or somewhat fast fire rate, and the 8-round slugs of that 30-meter zeroed in. And now we're going to get rid of all of the pieces and stuff. Now this is for more of a close range thing, and I want to warn you now, this is going to drop the range severely, but it's going to make it really small, and it's really compact, so you can just rush onto people really quickly. So we're going to go ahead and start with the barrel. We're going to go with a 6-inch revolt. So this is what it's going to do, is like any other short barrel in any kind of gun, it will give you increased aim down sight speed. I believe this is like 2 to 3 frames, so it's really freaking quick. Movement speed is increased, so like I said, it's really good for rushing. And wider pellet spread, so faster for like shooting from the hip. Cons is recoil control and damage range. Since this is a small barrel, you really don't need to worry about recoil control or damage range. You're just going to get like right up into their face. Now what's cool about this is I want to turn this into the best gun for sprint out time, which is the animation between you getting out done from sprinting, and you'll pull up the gun from your hip, or up to your hip, and this is the time between those two animations. So you can either use a 1 milliwatt laser or a 5 milliwatt. The 5 milliwatt does have a little bit more increase or decrease the sprint to fire. No, yeah, increase the sprint to fire speed, so you have a quicker time to pull it up to your hip, and increases hip fire accuracy. So pretty much the spread of the rounds are decreased, which you want. You want your pellets to be in a more tighter area, because this one increases wider pellet spread, but that should be more of in the cons. This one decreases it technically, so that increases the sprint out time. And we want to go down to ammunition next. Now this one's really good. You want to go down to the 4-round magazine, and this increases aim down sight speed again, movement speed has been increased again, and sprint to fire speed has been increased again. So now it's around 168 milliseconds for aim down or sprint to fire speed, which is almost instant, but we can drop it down even further. Now this thing does take it to where it's only a 4-round magazine, so you can't really get a whole lot of like kill chains unless you're right in the person's face, like point blank. So getting point blank challenges and stuff for his gun is going to be really dang easy, because that's really the only way you're going to be able to play it. And from here, then we go down the rear grip, and we want to go all the way down to stippled grip tape. Now here is increases aim down sight speed again, to where the aim down sight speed for this shotgun is incredibly small. It snaps to your face immediately. And increases sprint to fire speed again. So this is now 100 milliseconds. It is almost instantly bringing it back up to your chest. And it does, for the cons, it does take away aiming stability, but you do not care about that. You just want to aim down sights and just blast away with this dang shotgun. And now for the final bit, we're going to go down to stock, and we're going to take away the stock. This increases movement speed and aim down sight speed again. Now this does get rid of recoil control and aiming stability. Again, aiming stability doesn't really matter. Recoil control kind of. But you're going to be right into this person's face, so really that's not really going to affect you too much. So all together, these are the 5 attachments that you would want to use for the most rushy, or kind of more of a rushing style of the shotgun. I'll tell you now, it is going to be really freaking difficult for you to use this. You want to be like right in people's face. This thing has about 2 to 3 meters of worth of like 1 to 2 shot kill range, which is really awful. But if you like rushing really quickly, this is the way to go. It has 3 things that increases your dang movement speed, so you're going to run incredibly fast with it. And it's about the size of a pistol too, so it is really dang compact. It doesn't take away that much of your screen, or the space on your screen. and I believe that is the 2 attachments that I can make right now. That's either leaning to long distance fighting and close range shooting. Now this gun, to me, I absolutely love just using it for more of a long range or sniper kind of gun, especially like I said before, the 30-meter zeroed in area where that slug just goes straight forward, and that is almost always going to give you a one-shot kill with the slug. So this game is inconsistent. I don't know why bullets don't do the same amount of damage over and over again when you shoot somebody, but that is just how that acts. And this gun is absolutely really cool. I like the little tan kind of goldish color in the middle and the black around it. So there we go. That's the new VLK Rogue. You can unlock this for free. There is a challenge that you can do in the shotguns, and I believe that is get 7 kills with a shotgun with 5 attachments in 15 different matches. Now that would sound easy, and it pretty much is, but going through 15 matches, mostly in a mosh pit game mode, like I was playing a shipment or shoot house, which is the 2 smallest maps in the game, or that they have right now, and you play on like things like domination or headquarters, really drawn out game modes that take like a good 30 minutes to get or to finish. It does get pretty time consuming and really frustrating to unlock, but when you get it for free. You can unlock all attachments, or you can do the pay to win route, and you can just go to the store and then buy a certain variant that has pretty much every one of these attachments right now for this gun, the worst variation you can get pretty much. So if I were you, I would just use your money somewhere else and just unlock this thing for free. But that's 2 ways that you can get it right off the bat, and it is really dang cool. I absolutely love it. I cannot wait to actually start unlocking all these attachments and stuff in multiplayer. This is right now in the custom mode because I don't really have all attachments just yet. So there you go, that's another gun guide. If you want me to do more shotguns like the 725 that turn into a sniper rifle, or an R9O to make it really long range or anything like that, just let me know in the comments, and I'll start making more of these videos if you want.